Hi everybody, I am Lekh Uthaiah, your Femina Miss India Punjab 2022 and a pageant coach. And today, as you can see, I have a very special guest with me. Please welcome Miss Navya. She's the reigning Miss Union Territory 2023 and someone who I think has by far done the most in a pageant by winning four subtitles. I was just talking to her before this call and I told her, you didn't even leave a chance to others. She won the title of Miss Beauty with a Purpose by raising over 7 lakhs through Keto Foundation. She also won Miss Fashion Quotient. She won Miss Beautiful Skin as well as Miss Sudoku. Navya, we are so happy to have you here. How are you doing?
Hi, Lake. It's great to be here. It's so great to talk to you, and the energy that you bring here is amazing.
So actually, fun story. We've actually spoken before your actual
Yes, we have.
title. So do you want to tell people about when you reached out to me and what was that session like?
I'll tell you when I got inspired by you, which was in the 2022 auditions, where you were just all over social media, and this is how Lekh Uthaiah walks. Oh my God, this is how Lekh Uthaiah walks. Is that how you're supposed to do it? And then you were Miss Punjab, and then the next year when I got the first mail right before I became a finalist, I reached out to you for some guidance as to how to go about it, what I can do. And it was a wonderful and very helpful session. Um, and it really helped me a lot. And
I
I'm sure your students must be very happy because you are a wonderful guide.
saw like so much potential. I'm so glad
Oh,
you
thank you.
went ahead and actually used all of the tips and tricks and the honesty that I usually share in my sessions. A lot of people, I get a lot of questions that, ma'am, I'm a shy kid. I'm somebody who's only studied all my life. I don't have any modeling experience. I don't have any acting experience. It's very hard for me to talk in front of people. So I want to understand from you, given that you also come from an academic background and mostly have had studies at the forefront of your life, what actually brought that switch in you to come out and be that performer on stage?
One thing that I'd like to clarify is that if you're shy because you're an academic student, that actually is a wonderful thing and that helps you because you know what you're being talked to about and you know what to say, which actually puts you way ahead of a lot of people out there. And this needs to be put out there more. You actually have a sense of what's going on around you, and very few people have that. And I'm not exaggerating. Another thing is that I have been into academics, but since I was a child, I've also been a dancer. I've also done singing and I've also painted. So all those things really helped me after. And it's not like I did all those things to be a part of the pageant. It's because I liked doing those things and I grew up with them. Is that why I was a part of the pageant? Uh, and for someone who's just starting out and who is completely into academics and is starting out towards pageantry, I would say instead of just sitting there and thinking that you're way behind other people, what you can actually do is take up an art form, a performing art form that you actually like, which would actually help you bring out the confident side in you. Because if you're just self-conscious that, oh my God, I'm so shy, am I smiling enough? Am I walking right? That's not going to work at all. It
Absolutely.
has to be a part of your personality. You need to assimilate it, and that can happen only with practice. Even painting, it's a way of expressing yourself. When you're confident about expressing who you are, you grow as a person, and it just helps you shine better on stage as well.
I completely agree.
Even
And
sports, yeah,
yeah, even sports, exactly. Some activity that
exactly.
doesn't
Yeah,
just make you a pageant patty. It doesn't just make you someone
exactly.
doing things just for a pageant because pageants end, right?
Exactly.
Life goes on. What people don't tell you is sub contests are actually a great way to grab that spotlight when you get a chance, right? And using your strengths wherever possible. So, can you give us a little
Yes.
brief about each sub contest? From a memory of what kind of happened and what you did in order to make sure that you were winning that.
In the initial few days of the pageant, I was pretty worked up. I wanted to do it, do it, do it, do it. And it happens because you just getting into the rhythm of it, and you're like, why, oh, is that girl going to beat me? Is this girl going to beat me for this sub contest? And that's absolutely okay. All you need to know is not get overwhelmed and keep your nerves about you. The next thing is that not all sub contests are some things that you can control, because only five girls get to perform in the talent round, which have been chosen before. And it's not that others aren't talented enough. It's just that that talent, because they're short on time, so not everyone can make it on that stage on that particular day. One was Miss Shining Star, in which they've judged you on the basis of your lifetime achievements. So those things are something that you can't control. You can show them what your achievements are, but what they decide is what they decide. You can control is the sub contests that have quizzes as a part of their judging process. So for Miss IQ was one of them, Miss Fashion Quotient was one of them, so Miss Sudoku was one of them. Miss Beauty with a Purpose also. In fact, now what's been going on since the past few years is that they tie you up with an NGO, which for which you raise funds and you raise money. And what worked for me there was that initially, the Beauty with a Purpose that I was building on before the pageant, which was working towards childhood poverty with the Robin Hood Army, helped me build contacts which actually resonated with the cause. Because the cause that they had this time was for child health care. So that actually helped me a lot. And plus, I work in healthcare, I'm a doctor. So that also put me in a position of advantage where I had more contacts that I could reach out to. It's not that having a Beauty with a Purpose project besides the one that you're being given, taking away your time, or not contributing in any way at all. It is actually a standing of who you are. If you have been working for the society, you would automatically have that thing in your head that where to go, what to do, I know how to go about it. And that's something that actually helps you throughout the pageant. Plus, one thing that I didn't do and I would like future aspirants to do is to have a good social media presence. I'm not a very social person on social media. I don't like posting a lot about uh, my life, and I had to come out of that comfort zone for the pageant without a doubt. But it really helped girls who were way ahead, because Miss Multimedia made it to top 12 this time. And it was not that just that if you have certain amount of followers, it helps. Even people who showed growth throughout the pageant were considered, which is a very good thing. It's easier to be spotted on social media these days. Everything works through it. And if you think that people from the organization do not use social media to evaluate people who can make it, you are thinking in the wrong way. It's not true at all. They do see profiles, and if they think you fit them, they might call you in for an audition. It's not that you just make it, but you can catch their eye. So that's something that I would like to put out there. And I think this would help a lot of girls.
I do believe that personal branding is the need of the hour. And every girl, when they tell me that they want to be a Miss India, and the first thing I ask them is, you make your account public. That's the first step. If you want to be a public figure, you got to act like one. So if you have been watching this, I want you to comment future Miss India so that we all know that you are also inspired by this conversation, and we will see you on stage very soon, and we'll be saying, yeah, this collab that we did, Navya and Lekh, that is why she's probably up on that stage. Pageants are quite life changing in a lot of ways, and every girl who comes out of a pageant, like the mother of all pageants that Femina Miss India is, where they really mother you to become a amazing individual for life. What are the qualities that you personally learned that has helped you and you think will continue to help you in your personal growth?
I definitely became more confident. I became a risk taker after the pageant. Everything you see is now an opportunity, and you don't want that right to stop. And I think that resonates with you as well, because I've seen you grow after the pageant. That I would ever like to limit myself कि अब बस ये कर लिया life में, अब हो गया, now I'm settled. That fire never goes away. I would say that for every pageant girl out there. Whoever comes out of a pageant will never stop yearning for the best, to be the best, to do something new every day. Okay, fine. This is done now. What's the next agenda on my list? What's something that I want to do in my life? You think that life is in your control. You can do it if you put your heart into it. It might take time.
100%. Post pageant, everything becomes very tangible, and no dream feels unachievable anymore, like you said. Navya, going ahead, what are a few tips that you would like to give pageant aspirants who believe that they don't fit the mold of pageantry? They believe that there are certain notions that they've made up in their head and they justify the results right now, saying, see, but she was also tall, see, but she was also young. And that's how they
Yeah.
pick themselves from even giving it a shot. But how do you want to inspire them, and what are your ways through which you broke out of it?
If you've seen Forrest Gump, there's a line that he says just when the movie begins that life is like a box of chocolates. You never know which one you're going to get. So that is true about the pageant as well. I was towards the older side of the spectrum of the age group, and I thought that I wouldn't make it, but I did. It's not an absolute parameter as to what they're looking for. So if you don't fit the mold, perhaps that year they won't be looking for the mold. Uh, Maybe it's your day, maybe it's your year. Every year, what they're looking for in the winner, what they're looking for in the aspirants changes. Anissa won towards, she was 24, 25. She won at that time. She had participated time before, but she didn't make it. Even Divita, she didn't make it a couple of times before, but then she was Miss Universe India. What happened with me was I didn't make it on the first day of the Mumbai auditions, where I was appearing from Haryana and Punjab. I didn't make it, and I literally gave up, saying that what is going to happen tomorrow? I'm going to wear the same black dress. I'm going to come in the same way, and I'm going to perform, and I'm going to be sent out. That's what's going to happen tomorrow. So I had a flight that day at the exact time of the audition, which was later because Union Territories usually happens towards the later end of the day. And but my mom told me to stay back and it's fine. Just miss your flight. It's okay. If you've come all this way, you're not going to come again. You're not eligible again. So just do it. What's the big deal? What I focused on the second day was not on getting selected. What I focused on the second day was doing my best so that tomorrow I don't regret the fact that I didn't perform my best and I just came back rejected. That day I performed like even if they reject me, I've done my best. I've shown them who I am. Take me or leave me. And that's the spirit that I went in that day with. And it worked for me. If you don't want pageants to judge you for being a particular kind and not growing over time, you can't judge pageants for not growing over time because perhaps they might just grow in a day. You don't know.
The final question I have for you is, do you plan on competing again?
Not yet. Right now, I'm preparing for my post-graduation for medicine, but I don't know. As I said, life is a box of chocolates. You never know what's going to happen. What
That's it.
about you?
No. For the time being, no, like you
For
said.
timing, no.
Yeah, I feel like I could have experienced everything I possibly dreamt of and more. And I'm very happy being able to share this knowledge and being able to coach for the time being. I love that. So you never know what the future
Yeah.
has in store, but for now, I'm very happy where I am. Navya, thank you
Yes.
so much for your time and all the best with everything that comes ahead. And we will end this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.